Welcome to the shop. And by shop, I mean Idaho on US 12. I'm Jared, and this is Wrench Every Day. Today, we are on day 4 of the Dust Ball Rally, and unlike in the past on Tavarish's channel, we're not doing a major overview of the Dust Ball Rally, but I am taking this opportunity to make another tech tip video for you where we can go over a couple things you need to make sure you have before even just a interstate road trip, or if you plan to do something amazing like the Dust Ball Rally, products and things you need in your car to make sure you can get through it safely. Before we get too much into the tech tips and items, I figured I would take a quick second to show you the car that we're getting to take on this rally. This is a 2006 B7 Audi S4 Avant in Imola yellow. This color is amazing. It looks fantastic. I believe there were only 200 or so of these brought to the States for this model year, and there's only about 20 that didn't come with a sunroof. This is a borrowed car. None of the vehicles we had were quite ready. I was hoping maybe Johnny Rev, but having driven the course, I'm kind of glad we had a vehicle with AC. It has been pretty warm some days. So this car has got upgraded brakes. It's got all of the timing chain services. It's been a very reliable ride. We also can't do things like rallies and build projects and cars without our sponsors. I'd like to take a second and thank today's sponsor, Avalon King Armor Shield 9. They've been sponsors before, and we're excited to work with them because it's a fantastic nano ceramic coating that you can put on yourself. I've proven it was DIY because I hate detailing, and I was even able to do it. Before this rally started, I took the time to clean the windshield very well and applied the Armor Shield 9 ceramic coating to the glass. Armor Shield 9's nano ceramic technology forms to make a tight bond that protects whatever surface you put it on. Whether it be glass, plastic trim, your paint, it provides a perfect, easy DIY coating that would cost you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars professionally done. And if you want to get your own Armor Shield 9 DIY ceramic coating kit so you can coat your car yourself, information is a link in the description below where you can use a discount code to save $25 off. And let me tell you, it has been fantastic. We've gotten stuck in heavy, heavy rain, and I don't even have to turn the wipers on. It is Rain-X on steroids. And this far into the rally, many bugs have met their demise on the car, and including our windshield. Hopefully, you can kind of see the sheer amount of bug guts. So that leads us to our first tech tip. Bring cleaning supplies. Coat your windshield with something good. Make sure you have plenty of windshield washer fluid, glass cleaner, and rags to clean it. If you are driving a long distance, especially in the country, you are going to impact lots of bugs, so you need to be prepared for it. Once you get enough debris, dirt, bugs on the windshield, it becomes very difficult to see. You get bad sun glare, and if you're having a spirited drive, sun glare and poor visibility is about the worst thing that you can come across. You need to have good visibility to drive safely at slow speeds or high speeds. So you need some good glass cleaner, some good rags, and take the time to ceramic coat and protect that windshield, because that will help you in the rain and it will help you clean that windshield. How are you guys doing?
Good. What happened here?
I'm trying to pay the bills.
Well, how can we contribute? What services do you have to offer?
Glass cleaning.
Glass cleaning. Yeah.
Along with the clean windshield, a coated windshield, you're going to want to make sure you get new windshield wiper blades. Some of this seems like a few common sense things, but in the rush to get ready for a road trip, it's easy to forget some of the simple stuff. So clean your windshield, coat your windshield, windshield wipers, washer fluid. That's going to keep you seeing well. Another important part of any major road trip are your tires. Now, I'm sure you've already checked and made sure you have plenty of tread life left. If you haven't, do that first. Next thing you may not think about is tire pressure. Now, I know what you're saying. You've checked your tire pressure and it's perfectly fine. But did you check to see if your manufacturer offers a second tire pressure rating for a higher travel speed? If you intend to go on the interstate or rally where you may be sustaining very high speeds, most auto manufacturers offer a second higher tire pressure rating. The reason you're going to see a higher tire pressure rating is at that sustained speed, the aerodynamic load, the wind pushes your car down and makes it theoretically heavier, which can deform the tires and cause them to overheat. So you increase your air pressure to prevent that from happening. And if you don't really believe me about the possibility of having two different factory tire pressure settings, this picture from my friend Grayson kind of shows you they're serious when they tell you you need a higher tire pressure for high speeds. Also, while you're out on the roads putting a ton of miles on your car, you're likely to come across some road debris, which may cause a puncture. So make sure you have a good quality tire repair kit with plugs and just anything you may need to seal it, and then get a good quality, small, compact air compressor that will allow you to refill that tire. Now, your car may have a spare. This Audi thankfully does and has all the kits. Make sure you have a good spare if your car comes equipped with one, but a commonly forgotten to check thing is your spare tire's air pressure. So before a long road trip, make sure your spare tire has full pressure, and make sure you have all the tools to change the tire, that your factory jack is there, that you have the proper tire iron, everything you need to put that tire on, because nothing's worse than ending up on the side of the road and finding you don't have any spare tire tools. That happened to a couple people just about a year ago.
Well, we are at the side of the road, and you can see the tire is not too happy. Jared was driving, it's not his fault.
I suddenly felt something very, very wrong.
Yeah, and we saw a lot of smoke. All the air went out of the tire, and then the tire just completely came apart. So that's great. We also have no way of putting the car in the air. Yeah, so I don't see any any towns, but we do have service. So
Yeah, we're able to get a tow truck and try to find tires.
Yeah.
Another thing that you need to make sure that you have with you, and I'll be granted, this is a more common sense one, but it's spare fluids. Before the trip, you've already changed your oil, changed your transmission fluid. All of those things are tip-top and perfect, but they need to be topped off. And if you're in a place like this, that is, I'd say fairly desolate, you're going to have your spare fluids. So make sure we have some spare oil, we have some spare water for the engine, and we have spare water for us. A very easy to forget about thing on these road trips is to drink enough, to hydrate, especially if you're going to do a mountain run. As you increase in altitude, you tend not to be as thirsty and you forget to drink. So make sure you're hydrating yourself and you have all the fluids you need to hydrate your car for that road trip. Another quick fun tech tip for you is if you're going to park in the sun for a while, try to turn your steering wheel upside down. It gets the parts where you have to hold it out of the sun, and it'll make it a little bit more comfortable when you get behind the wheel. All right, so you have already thought about gas because that's probably going to be your biggest expense of your road trip. Gasoline, it's a consumable. Know the range of your vehicle. This Audi's fuel gauge has been inconsistent at best, so we work on a best average. Depending on how hard we are driving, it's been as bad as 11 and as good as 20. So we still don't know how often to stop, so we tend to stop frequently because we don't want to be stuck out here with gas. One thing that happened to us and may happen to you on your road trip is you become critical level on gasoline. You have to stop and fill up. The station that we found only offered 85 octane. Not the best for a performance vehicle, so that's where a controversial subject comes in. I am going to tell you to carry it and use it if you're in that situation. That's octane booster. There's a lot of advertisements where people claim it is the miracle cure. It is going to give you 5,000 extra horsepower and make you attractive to everyone in the world. I'm going to tell you it is cheap insurance to protect a high performance engine or sport engine when you can't put a high quality, high octane gasoline in it. Again, 85 is very low. In fact, the car calls for a minimum 91. So we ended up putting our octane boost in first, filled the car up, and then drove gingerly. We no longer were on a sport drive, we were on a cruise drive, let that gasoline burn out. We were then able to fill up with a good quality gasoline, and then we still just drove a little harder, waited until about the third tank before we started pushing the car again. So if you find yourself in that situation, you have to get gasoline. get the gasoline, add some octane booster, back off your speeds and spunk level, wait until you've burned a couple of higher quality tanks in, then you can get back to having fun, because we're covering well over 2,000 miles in 5 days. There's gonna be plenty of time to have fun and drive. Also, as you notice, that is not a factory aerial on the car. When you are out in these desolate areas, you're not gonna have cell service 95% of the time, and if you have a problem, it's gonna be difficult to raise help. So a very good, affordable investment that you should take if you plan to take these type of drives is a short-range CB radio, walkie-talkie style radio with antenna for your car, so you're able to radio out and find some help. A lot of good quality radios have multi-channels already programmed in, so if you find yourself in trouble, you can get help. Plus, if you're traveling in a pack, having the radio makes it a lot of fun to just kind of banter in between. Because on long drives, sometimes there are some straight connecting roads, and after you've been hammering around fun twisty roads, they can get a little boring, so chatting with your friends is a great way to pass the time. Some of you may have already known these tips or thought about that. Some of you may also have your own tips. Make sure to leave them in the comments below and share so we can make a list so all the Wrench Everydayers are ready and set to go out on a road trip in the future with all of the things they maybe don't think about and the thrash to get ready to go. I'd like to thank Avalon King once again for sponsoring the video. Information and discount link is in the description below. Make sure you get your own DIY kit from them. Apply your Armor Shield 9. Make it so it's a little bit easier to clean your car after a road trip. Also like to thank Dust Ball Rally for having us once again. We are hard charging for 3 years in a row. Again, Tavarish is home taking care of his newborn, so I have another partner that we're not putting on camera just for this year. Tavarish may be back where we're hopefully gonna go for 4 years in a row. Excuse me, B. I'd love to see you guys out on one of these rallies. It's a fantastic way to see the country, have great fun. So what is the Dust Ball Rally? Well, it's a little bit of this. And you get some of this, a whole lot of this, a sprinkling of this, sometimes you get a little bit of this, you're gonna see a lot of this. The Dust Ball Rally is the only known cure for interstate phobia. What are you waiting for? Find your road today. Check out Dust Ball Rally in the description below as well. We are going to get our luggage loaded back up and on the road and get away from this spot because the biting flies have found us and it's getting uncomfortable. Plus, we have a lot of road to cover. As always, thank you so much for hanging out with us for a quick tech tip video again. Having fun making these series for you, and hopefully they're helpful. I'm Jared, reminding you to always make questionable choices and get out there and drive. There's a lot of country for you to see, and it's waiting for you to explore it.